Does the Bible teach that Jesus is the only way to heaven? What about people who've never heard of Jesus but live really good lives? What about people who grow up practicing another religion faithfully? Do those people go to hell? If you've ever wondered about these things, I'm glad you've tuned in. That's what we'll be talking about today.
Letting go of every single dream, I lay each one down at your feet. Every moment of my wandering never changes what you see. I've tried to win this war, I confess. My hands are weary, I need your rest. Mighty warrior, king of the fight. No matter what I face, you're by my side. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. Truth is, you know what tomorrow brings. There's not a day ahead you have not seen. So in all things, be my life and breath. I want what you want, Lord, and nothing less. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. You are my strength and comfort. You are my steady head. You are my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand. Your ways are always higher. Your plans are always good. There's not a place where I go you've not already stood. When you don't move the mountains, I'm needing you to move. When you don't part the waters, I wish I could walk through. When you don't give the answers as I cry out to you, I will trust, I will trust, I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you.
Way too many people look at spirituality, especially Christianity, from the wrong starting point. For them, the story goes something like this. There's a God up in heaven who's watching everything we do, and God's got a list of 10 things that are big no-nos. And if you do any of those, God's going to get really, really angry and make you suffer for it. So, according to this view, Jesus is basically an escape clause. Jesus is a way out of the punishment that we expect God to give us because God is just upset with us. And when people look at it that way, of course they're going to bristle at the idea of Jesus being the only way. But what if there's a different way to look at things? First, spirituality isn't about following rules. It really is about having a relationship. The story of the Christian faith isn't just about us breaking rules. It's about God loving us, about this whole thing starting with us in relationship with God. But then somewhere along the way, each and every one of us chooses to sin. And by sin, we mean do anything that we know God wouldn't want us to do, or refuse to do something we know God would want us to do. And when that happens, it's not so much that we make God upset and God goes to punish us. It's that when we do that, we leave the path. We veer from the relationship. So it's not God that does anything to us. We're doing that to ourselves. When we look at Christianity from that view, we're the ones who got off track. So it's not about a rule, it's just about a state of being. And the good news in the Christian faith is that God doesn't leave us there. God doesn't leave us to wander and struggle and try to find the path on our own, because we never can. But through Jesus Christ, God makes a way for us to be back in a right relationship with God and a right relationship with the people around us. We can experience peace and forgiveness and joy and fulfillment, and all of that is possible through Jesus Christ. So when we talk about Jesus being the way, that's not a statement of exclusion. Far from it. That's a statement of inclusion. That is saying that each and every person, no matter who you are, where you come from, what you look like, what you may or may not have done, everyone is welcome. Jesus has thrown the door open for any and all who will come. So when we start saying, is Jesus the only way? I really think we're asking the wrong question. I think we're looking at it from entirely the wrong angle. Jesus made the way, and that way leads us back to where we should have been in the first place, in a right relationship with a loving God. So for me, instead of asking, well, is Jesus the only way? The question should then be, how can I experience this in my own life? How can I find the peace and forgiveness I've been seeking? How can I find that fulfillment in those deep places of who I am? Those are the questions that I would ask. And can I tell you, you can find those things in Jesus Christ. Now, what about people who grow up in a part of the world where they never hear about Jesus? Or what about those people who practice another religion, who practice it faithfully? We don't have time to talk about that today. That's a much longer conversation. But keep your eyes and ears open, because we're going to make a video about that one soon. As usual, we're taking a quick look here at Trinity Online at something that really is a much larger conversation. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any thoughts, be sure you leave them for us in the comments. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, send us an email to the email address in the video description. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you do want to know how you can find all of those things I've mentioned through Jesus Christ, be sure you check out the video on our We Believe playlist titled, What is Salvation? That's all we've got for today. Thanks for watching.